3 peaks, 24 hours, 3,064 meters of climbing, 23 miles, all in the name of raising money for the Stroke Association. We took on this challenge in the memory of colleagues, friends and loved ones that we've lost. A way to honour them, push ourselves and raise money for a cause close to our hearts. With minimal training and plenty of determination, we kick things off in Stoke-on-Trent, heading up to Scotland to the foot of Ben Nevis, aiming to start our first climb in the late afternoon. From there, it was straight to Wasdale to tackle Scafell Pike, and then finally down to Wales for the big finish, climbing Snowdon via the Llanberis path. As you can see from the video, it was a lovely day for climbing. It was a bit humid, but in terms of visibility, it was absolutely amazing. So we took the tourist path, which starts off as a steady climb and then you kind of zigzag back on yourself. And as you gain height, the terrain gets a bit tougher, gets a bit more loose, but the views obviously get more dramatic, and it's a beautiful climb, to be fair. And then we reached the plateau to reach the highest point in the UK, which was 1,345 metres above sea level. In one way, I wish I had my camera for the climb, which is obviously a shame, but maybe if it wasn't a 24-hour challenge, as I was obviously too focused on getting up and down as quickly as possible, only really taking photos when we were getting a little breather. But yeah, still happy with the photos. First picture, all happy faces, all a bit naive to what was going to be coming over the next 24 hours. We started the climb just after 5 o'clock and reached the bottom again by 9:45, just under 4 hours and 40 minutes on the mountain. We averaged about 2.1 miles per hour in 24-degree heat with 61% humidity and barely a breeze at 4.7 miles an hour, which made it feel more like 29 degrees. So with one peak down and 19 hours and 22 minutes left remaining in the 24 challenge. The climb itself felt good, but I had a bit of a wobble on the way down, probably a mixture between the heat and probably a light hydration. The others were still in good spirits, but I think it hit us then just how much of an effort it was going to take to get the next 2 peaks done within the 24 hours. Next up, Scafell Pike, and the route we took was the Wasdale route, and the average climb time was normally around 4 to 6 hours. Let's have a look at the view, shall we? Woo. Delicious. Gorgeous. I'd say the conditions for the climb were the best on this route. Started off early in the morning, so it was nice and cool. And then by the time we were on the way down, it started to heat up a bit. But yeah, just lovely. Again, visibility, absolutely fantastic at the top. Just analysing some of the stats from that climb. So the drive time down from Ben Nevis to Scafell took about 6.5 hours. We started the climb at 4:25 AM, so more or less just into the day. Didn't climb in any of the dark, which was fantastic in terms of getting the timing right. And then we finished about 7:30. Total climb time was just over 3 hours, which was a really good time, to be honest. Moved pretty well. Starting first thing in the morning was actually really nice. It was quite refreshing, to be fair, compared to some of the heat that we experienced. The max temperature was 31 degrees on that climb. It felt about 16. It was still very humid with 72% humidity, but all in all, yeah, it was a nice climb and a lovely start to the day. Next up, Whiffer, or as other people know it, Snowdon. And for that we took the Llanberis path, with the average climb being 5 to 7 hours and an average drive time of 4 hours and 20 minutes. So it's looking close. As you can see, as well as the climbs have went on, the videos are getting less and less for obvious reasons. I think by this time my feet were in absolute agony. The lads were probably struggling a bit, as was I. and we just really wanted to do our best and make sure that we didn't leave it a chance. We said to ourselves, let's get to the top as quick as possible, and then at least coming down, it's in our hands if we're going to get down in time. Looking at these three beautiful people and myself, I think the faces can tell you that we did, in fact, manage to get down in the 24-hour period, which was a great effort by all involved. We pushed each other, supported each other when things were going tough, and just, try and keep the morale high, which we did. And couldn't have done it with a better group of lads. So the last stats for the climb, so it took a little bit longer on the drive time, 4 hours and 50 minutes. We started at 22 minutes past 12 and finished at 4:24 with a total climb time of just over 4 hours, which is again, fantastic effort. And that left us with a grand total of 42 minutes left to do it within the 24-hour period. And then temperature-wise, it was a couple of degrees different from what we did in Scafell. But I think given the fatigue and how tired we were, it felt a lot hotter, to be honest with you. But as good as the views were at the top, I think the temperature did make it a bit harder for us. But I'd rather be too hot than too cold and actually be able to see the summit than see nothing but clouds. If I haven't bored you to death already, I've got some final stats across the three climbs combined. So we did a total of 24.15 miles, nearly 12,500 feet of elevation, 61,000 steps. I lost personally nearly 10 litres of sweat, which took it out of me. 5,382 calories. The average temperature was 26.6 degrees, which, climbing up mountains, that is hot. Average humidity of 69%. Wind was noticeable, but it certainly wasn't terrible. Average walking speed 2 miles an hour. Average heart rate 146 beats per minute, which is not terrible, but not great. And again, for me personally, 4 massive blisters. And then for Chaz and Dan, the total miles driven was 928, which is astonishing. But again, we did it, and I just want to thank all of you who have donated to the cause. I appreciate you very much. We all do. Again, it's a topic that is very close to our hearts, and I'd like to say that this won't be the last that we do, but next year, hopefully, it might look slightly different. But let's see.